Hello everybody, Big Points here. Now before I get too deep into this video, I want to give a shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. Now with all this new COPPA stuff going into effect and affecting a lot of LEGO channels, the Patreon is somewhat of my safety net. So in case this channel gets hit and goes under, the Patreon will be there to help sort of keep these things getting built. So if you want to go support the channel over on Patreon, I will leave a link in the description below for you to go do that. So this is one of those things where I had to sort of stop myself because I could have just kept building and building and building and building, and eventually we would have built the whole plane. But I just sort of stopped myself because in the last video, I believe we had gotten to right here, and we have made a ton of progress since then on Concorde. So yeah, I'm going to try to go over as much as I can here, and I know there's going to be some slight discrepancies from the actual model, and do note that those things will be fixed later on. But I just want to talk about really what I've done here and the sort of interesting things that I had to do, because there are a lot of things with this plane that wouldn't look too hard, but they're difficult. So let's just get right off to it. So I think this roof section here is the length we had done prior, the last video, and I started right here and I've started moving my way back. So the whole upper surface of the wing, I think I said this in a previous video, is going to be bricks on side construction. So or snot construction, however you want to refer to that. And the leading edge will use this sort of technique where I run curve slopes along the front. So that's what I'm going to continue to do here. I have obviously these are going to be attach-on panels that stick on for transport reasons. I've made it like that, and yeah, so that's what we're going to do there. Hopefully that'll be in the next update. You can notice I've put sort of a basic interior in. I've just put the seats in and I've put some tiles down. I like I said, this is one of those parts where I'm going to go back and change it later. There is no door here yet, but I will add a door, and there's supposed to be another door up here and then one right here. I haven't gone in and changed that yet, so just do be aware of that. Now, so up here, the landing gear is one of those things where a lot of people said, "Oh, you're really going to struggle with it," and they were correct, but not for the reasons they thought. So I'll sort of zoom down here, and first things first, I did bother to invest in some silver tires, or the silver 4x4 dish pieces, and those are quite expensive, but I feel like they're really going to look good on Concorde. But the problem with the landing gear, and it might be kind of difficult to see this, well, first, it has really high ground clearance, which is just amazing, but the problem is that, I'm going to try to demonstrate this to you, there is not enough vertical rooms between the doors right here and the floor of the interior. And these things right here, these dollies are a certain width. So every time I do it, so long story short, I know this is sounding kind of complicated. Long story short, the wheels wouldn't fit in the bay. And everything I would do, they would always be short. And you can see here, I'm going to try to put some pictures. I know I have pictures of the nose gear, but I'll open the door right here. You can see how it functions. It just opens down like that. I'm going to replace those in white. And then obviously this folds in. And it actually is really flush. I will probably show you that better in the next video, but it's actually really flush. I do have pictures of the nose gear, so let's come up here a little bit more. And one of the cool things I am adding here is I did add a landing light right here. You can see what that is right there. I did add a landing light because people like lights, and this is going to be a model that I probably bring to shows, and I want it to be able to look good. I want it to have lights. I'm probably going to also have lit up afterburners too, because I feel like those are going to be a really cool feature. So the nose gear is pretty simple. The nose gear was also a colossal pain in the you-know-what, because the doors, there wasn't enough room for the door mechanism originally on every time I tried to design it, it wouldn't work. So you can see here that it's actually, I did come up with something that looks pretty good. I'll show you a picture right now of the mechanism when it's open and closed. It's not the best pictures I have in the world, but I did have this when I was working out the other night. I did take a couple pictures. So yeah, that's that right there. It's the nose gear. Everything else here is pretty much coming along. I do hopefully plan on adding in more roof and then getting the tail. But what we still need to do at this point is the droop snoop, if you will. This is the rest here. So right now we are, I believe, like right here, right where the windows end. That's where we are right now. So I still need to build out the rest of the nose, and this is going to be very, very tricky. And the problem is, and this is a phenomena I kind of ran into to with the Dreamliner over here at 787. The problem is the smoother the aircraft, so the smoother the wings look, the smoother that nose has to look because of that. Because if you try to do like a stepping technique on a plane that is like super smooth like this one, if you try to step it, it's gonna look like crap. Okay, that's just to get the straight of it. So I'm gonna have to try to experiment with different wedge bricks techniques like I usually use, and we're just gonna have to see how this works out. I do want to have a functioning nose, and I'm going to try my absolute best to get that nose to work correctly, because that is one of the defining characteristics of Concorde, is the droop snoop, or I believe that's what it's called, but that's one of the defining characteristics of Concorde. So getting that right is paramount. So yeah, that's really what I've done for Concorde. This has been a really fun project. It's actually coming along pretty well, and it's fairly durable. So like I said, hopefully expect some more videos on it, or another video on it within maybe a week, I would say. I'm trying to get decent progress done. I'm still waiting for a couple of bricklink orders to be able to finish off the roof and probably finish off the wing, and then I will start moving forward with the nose. So that's all I really have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are looking forward to seeing more, as am I. So that's all I really have for this one. That's it for this one, and bye for now.